Hello, everyone. Welcome to the week 13 video lesson. Sorry for the delay here. And also you can see I'm in my office at UMass Boston. So I just wanted to show you that this week for week 13, we should be starting the final essay, writing the introductory paragraph, most importantly. But also I'd like you to fill out a student information form, which is right here, which this was prepared by the advisors, Jane and Jamina. And then I'd also like you to write to fill out a student goals form that was also prepared by the advisors. So again, here are the 3 activities and assignments you should do. Let's quickly look over the student information form. So this is just a form. When I click on this, it comes up and looks like this. This is a form for you to just give your important demographic information, like your contact information, your email, your phone, where you live, to help the advisors contact you for future opportunities at AACA. So you should do that. That might only take you like 5 to 10 minutes. Here is the student goals form. This is actually a Google document. And if you open it, it looks like this. And there are 5 questions for you to explain your goals to both Jane and Jamina, as you see here. And there are 5 questions, and you should write full sentences for each question. So, for example, here, number 1, it says, what are some of your goals for when you finish AACA Next Step classes? Are they work-related or education-related, college or job training? And you should, I would write a few sentences for each of these. So there's 5 questions. So that might take a little bit longer. I would say, depends how fast you write and how much you want to work on this, but I would say this, if you did this really well, it would take about 45 minutes to an hour, possibly a little bit more, depending on how you write. It could maybe take 2 hours. I'm not sure, but I think you should do a good job on this. Okay, and then finally, we should be starting the introduction of our final essay, at least the introduction. I really recommend doing that, maybe even writing more. So the instructions for the assignment are here on the week 13, as you can see, and there is a Google document for you to begin your essay, and I will give you feedback on your introduction next week. However, I have a short presentation here that I could do with you that might also be a way for me to explain this to you. So I just want to go through this presentation briefly with you here. So we're going to begin to draft the final essay, week 13. And I just wanted to remind you all that, remember that writing is a process. It's not something you just do in one hour and you're finished. We have been working on writing short essays and other small writing assignments for weeks for this whole cycle. So remember that writing is about understanding the assignment, gathering ideas, and forming a working thesis or an outline. Thesis means main idea. And remember that we have been working on these topics. Actually, we have already written and made videos and discussed the topics for the final essay. Writing a draft, for example, like writing your introduction, is a way for me to give you feedback on an early draft of this essay. Then you create revision. Remember also, we have also done revision on other writing assignments this cycle. Then we proofread and edit and revise, and we work on more of a final draft. And then we receive feedback and revision on that. So just wanting to remind you that writing is something that we continue to work on over and over and over again. Even myself as a native speaker and someone who just recently completed a PhD, yay. Also, I get lots and lots of feedback on my writing, and I work very hard on each draft of my writing. So I wanted to review the final essay instructions. I'd like everyone to notice that there are 2 different topics to choose from. There's option 1, which is about happiness, community, and culture. And when you do that, if you choose that topic, you should write about the relationship between community, culture, lifestyle, and happiness. That's a pretty open question. You could write about many different things there. I think that's nice. So You don't have to talk about all those things because there's 4 things there: community, culture, lifestyle, and happiness. But you could talk about how your culture creates happiness, and you can use the resources there. You could talk about how community or one's lifestyle is also important for happiness. So that's one option. The other option is about global problems and their potential solutions. So in this question, you should be writing about, what problem is the most important to focus on, and what is the best potential solution to address this problem. So that one might be a little bit more straightforward, more, there aren't as many sort of options there to choose from. So you might be wondering, what resources, Chris? Okay, so for the first option, you can use resources from weeks 10 to 11. And the second option is from weeks 12. So here are the resources you can choose from. I feel like maybe this could be a little bit bigger. I don't know. Let's see. That's better. So again, here are the different options that we all provided, the ones that we did here. And then here are the options for the, these are the ones for happiness, community, culture, and lifestyle, excuse me. And these are the options for the world issues option. Requirements, everyone, for requirements for the whole essay, not just for the introduction. It's important to have a really good title, everyone. Make sure to work on your title. Titles are often like a summary of the main idea of your essay. It's important to have an introduction in your essay, everyone, that includes a topic, shows the reader the main idea, and provides a roadmap for your essay. A roadmap just means showing the plan of your essay. A roadmap sentence might just be something like, in this essay, I will discuss the importance of community and why it helps people feel happy. Something as simple as that, everyone. You should have at least 2 body paragraphs in your final essay, and make sure to follow the Texas structure. If you have any questions about the Texas structure, you could let me know, but also those are in a previous video lesson. And then also you should have a clear conclusion, everyone, that restates your main points, provides a reason for the reader to why they should read your essay, and maybe highlight any other important or helpful information from your topic. This essay should be 400 to 500 words, everyone. And this essay will be due at the end of week 14, the end of next week, which is approximately May 8th. You might have a few extra days to work on that, but just please try and do your best to submit a draft on May 8th. So for this week, everyone, you only have to write an introduction. Focus on the introduction. If we focus on our introduction, it can help us create a nice plan for our essay. Even though it's hard to write an introduction, it's kind of like creating an outline or a draft for our whole essay, because the introduction introduces the entire essay. So in your introduction, everyone, I'd like you to try and start off with one sentence that helps introduce the topic. In the second sentence of your essay, it might be nice to include some background information, and maybe you could introduce one important source from your essay. This is an option. And then the third sentence might have the main idea of your essay. This is just the most important thing that your essay is about. Is your essay about happiness? Is your essay about community? Or is your essay about some kind of world problem and its solution? And then finally, I think having a roadmap sentence, a sentence that tells the reader the plan or structure of the essay. I call it the roadmap. So this is, again, a sentence that says something like, in this essay, I will discuss the problem of taxes on low-income groups, and I will explain certain solutions the government could implement to help lower-income people pay their taxes. I don't know. I'm just giving you an example here. All right, let's look at some examples that you have written from earlier essays in this semester. I am not sharing the names of these students here, so if you see your essay, please don't worry. It's just for helping everyone in the class. So here's an introduction. Maybe everyone take a moment to read it. You could pause this video. So if you want to pause this and read it again, please do. But I just want to show you that, this introduction includes somewhat of a sentence that helps introduce the topic. we can see that by reading this, we can see that this essay is about a TED Talk, or it's about having a conversation. However, really this first sentence just jumps or goes right into introducing a source. So my feedback here would maybe first, there could be another sentence here that says something like, conversation skills and having good conversations is a key aspect of building important relationships, right? Does everyone see that? Like, I think this student could add one more sentence before to help sort of introduce in general the topic. They also do introduce the source or discuss the source a little bit more with a quote. Just here, everyone just to know, you don't really need a quote in your introduction. If you really want to, that's okay, but you don't need a quote. I think that this sentence might not be necessary. And then the student kind of adds sort of another sentence here that seems like the main idea of their essay. Keeping the key points succinctly like this helps me remember the words and grammar with each sentence quickly and easily. That could be a main idea sentence, although it's not exactly clear. And then I also think this student could add a roadmap sentence right here. Like, in this essay, I will explore the TED Talk about better conversations and discuss how it helped me think more about learning English, right? You see that, everyone? So this is like a decent introduction, but I think maybe we're missing one sentence here at the beginning and maybe one sentence at the end. Okay, see, I hope you're learning something, everyone. Okay, so here's another introduction, everyone, and you can see that this one is pretty long. So actually, this is sorry, someone was just about to walk into my office. So actually, this is a good example of maybe this one is too short and this one might be too long. So maybe everyone take a moment to read this. Take a moment to read this sentence. This paragraph. You might want to pause this video. So I'll just kind of give you a second. Okay, so here are some comments about this introduction. I think it's a little bit too long for this kind of class, but it's still a really great introduction. So I think one thing is this sentence is a great sort of introductory sentence to the whole essay. We can see that this essay is about the challenge there is about learning a new language. I think that's great. And I think that these two sentences here, maybe even 3 sentences, give us some nice background, give us more information about the whole essay. So I think here, instead of having 3 sentences, this student could just have 1 or 2, and they also don't need to have the quote. But again, quotes in the introduction is optional. If you'd like to do that, you can. And then finally, I think that these 2 sentences are nice because they help explain the main idea to the reader, right? Learning a second language becomes something enjoyable when we can understand and notice what we are learning. Also, learning to listen opens doors to identifying and comprehending every word. Integrating all topics, we can find more opportunities to build a communication and learning process. So actually, again, maybe the student could just choose 1 or 2 of those instead of having 3 sort of main idea sentences. Or maybe the student is doing another tactic or technique where you give 1 sentence for each body paragraph. So I would say this is a very full, very complex and complete introduction, whereas this one is like a little bit like, there's not enough information and we need to add more. So I hope everyone sees those examples. So that's our homework, everybody, to go and I just want to show you again. Sorry, here we go. Write your introduction paragraph this week, and please let me know if you have any questions, as always. Thank you so much, everyone. See you next week.